Number one, I'd like to welcome you back to Nets Republic. Number two, I would like to say that I am feeling a little bit better. Appreciate the well wishes. Number three, y'all been beating me up because y'all think I'm too sick to respond back to what y'all saying. But don't worry, 7-man sees all. And I'm feeling better enough to get on here and scream at y'all. So it's time. It's mother time. Y'all ready? Because I've been waiting on this. Number one, I would just like to call to the stand. I would like to call to the attention of the entire Nets world, just the nastiness that was put on display from Ryan Ruocco and Sarah Kustok this afternoon. Now, y'all know I will never say anything to besmirch the good name of Sarah Kustok. Shout out to her. She's amazing. She's incredible. I will not say a word against her. Not a word. I will never say anything against Megan Triplett. Never that. Ever, ever, ever. You'll never hear me say these types of things. But with Ryan, let me tell you something. I want to know who put this narrative out there that Cam Thomas being in the starting lineup does not equate to winnings. I don't care what your plus minus says. I don't care what your stockbroker says. I don't care what your mom says. Cam Thomas is the future. Cam Thomas is the light in the way. And forgive me for speaking this blasphemous almost on the Sabbath, but you'll have to excuse me. But Jesus' birthday can wait. Not this close to the Lord's Day are we going to get here and start insulting Cam Thomas. Y'all have lost your minds. If y'all think winning games in a meaningless season is more important than Cam Thomas getting as many minutes as possible and scoring as many buckets as humanly possible, if you think anything is more important than that, you're in the wrong fan base. Or you need to get back in the time machine and go back and see Rondae Hollis-Jefferson in them, because y'all have missed the plot entirely. Y'all know I never do this, but I'm going to read y'all the box score because it's become that egregious. It's become that disgusting. Let me read you what the magical disappearing man Mikal Bridges did tonight. This man had 18 points. In 42 minutes, that man had 18 points. Let's talk about impact. He had 18 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, 6 rebounds. That's it. The man shot 35%. How cute. Let's see what our $1 million twin did. In 28 minutes, Cam Johnson scored 13 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. That's it. Interesting. How about our friendly neighborhood Claxton? What did he contribute tonight? In 33 minutes, Nick Claxton, the god, the future, the anchor, the replacement, that dude, the keys to the castle, Nicholas Claxton, went out there and gave us 19 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist, and 4 blocks. But we're just going to act like he is not on a nightly basis. Like, I remember there was a period of time where we were having to argue back and forth with each other. Has he surpassed Jarrett Allen? Like, I remember those days. And speaking of those days, let's take a look at Spencer Dinwiddie. In almost 40 minutes, that man scored 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 14 assists. Now, are there times where he couldn't buy a bucket with a Black American Express card? Absolutely. But the man had 14 assists. You know, I'm old enough to remember a time period where we were wondering, why can't Spencer Dinwiddie throw a successful lob to Claxton? I'm old enough to remember that. And that is pure sarcasm because that was earlier this year. Y'all disgust me with these disgusting narratives. But before we get to the point of this video, because I'm not going to spend another video wasting my energy trying to explain to y'all what a playmaker is. This man, Cam Thomas, in 36 minutes, benched basically the whole second quarter. For some reason, even though he had 5 fouls, was benched a majority of crunch time, which if he fouls out, who cares? It's the Warriors. Like, whatever happens in the game is cool. Who is y'all trying to impress here? It's the Warriors. Who cares if we lose? It's the Warriors. But that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. This man had 41 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. And for all the people who don't say he is efficient, he shot 62% from the field and 38% from 3. Now listen to me. I don't like to bring these type of things up to y'all because I don't want to degrade you. I don't want to demean you. I don't want to belittle y'all. I don't want to speak down to y'all. I don't want to say hurtful things that are fighting words amongst Brooklyn Nets fans. And this being my either 4th or 5th season, again, I'm losing count at this point. I don't want it to be in a space where you feel like I'm throwing low blows. I feel like we have been with each other for long enough to be able to have open and honest dialogue with each other. Okay, because right now, what y'all's behavior is giving Knicks fans. I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm starting to get flashbacks, and it's starting to bother me a little bit. I'm going to be completely honest with you, because how y'all sound right now with, oh, but Mikal Bridges is a star. Oh, but the Twins, what about Cam Johnson? What about the Twins? You know what it's giving? It's giving the people who are trying to say Julius Randle should keep shooting when you have Jalen Brunson right there dropping 50. Like, that's what it's giving at this point. The fact that y'all want to prioritize Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson over someone who will drop 40, excuse me, on a leash. On a leash. We ain't even let him go. Dropped 40 on a leash efficiently. You can't even say he's not efficient anymore. Like you're running out of excuses for why he shouldn't just be the face of the team. I have been saying this for 2 years now. Give the team to Claxton and Cam Thomas and get out the way. I think it is cute. Whatever Mikal is able to muster up, I understand that. He was an insurance policy. We had to get whatever we had to get for Kevin Durant. I understand that. Spencer Dinwiddie, insurance, in case the Ben Simmons thing doesn't work out, which it's not. So I understand what's going on here. Finney Smith, when he's healthy, he is able to help out defensively, and now he remembered how to hit threes. That's great. I'm here for it, right? But it is silly. It is silly to sit here and think that it makes sense that you want this man to fall back. Fall back to who? Fall back to what? Mikal and Cam Johnson? Do I need to read the box score again? What did they do? How many times did Mikal basically give up the game? How many turnovers? How many forced ISO plays? How many missed layups? And what does Cam Johnson do at all? Like, this is what I'm legitimately asking at this point. What does he do? I can't name you a thing that man does. Not defensively, not offensively, not in terms of moving the ball. I couldn't tell you. I don't know if his actual name is Cameron. I couldn't tell you. Because I don't know what he does. I just know he makes about as much money as the president doing absolutely nothing. Which I feel like there's a political joke in there somewhere, but we're not going to go there. I'm just trying to figure out what that man does. But in the interest of not rehashing points, y'all, I would like you all to get comfortable. I apologize. This got so deep into the video to do so. But what a better way to welcome me back from literal COVID than to look at the calendar and notice a little something, something. It is past Thanksgiving. We're basically at Christmas. Now, some of you new individuals are looking at your devices or listening to me or however it is you're taking this video in, and you're saying to yourself, is Sever going to offer me a Sprite cranberry? No, that's not what that means. It means it's time to start calling people bums. We have given them enough time. We're deep enough in the season. It's time for me to stop holding back. So if you are new here, if there is anyone on this team that you're not comfortable hearing the truth about, this would be a good time to run away. Because I'm not stopping. I'm just getting started. I done had the diss tracks preloaded. So we're going to start at the top. And we're going to go all the way to the bottom. Now, if I forget someone, it's not a personal shot. It's not a diss. It's not because I'm forgetful. It's because they're not a main character. Sorry, you're not a main character. And also, I'm a little bit delusional off of literal COVID, so I might literally forget someone. But chances are I did it on purpose. Let's start with Jacques Vaughn. Jacques Vaughn, the jury is still out on Jacques because, again, there are moments where I'm like, he is the biggest doofus on the planet, but then there are moments where it's like, oh no, this man cooking. So I'm going to ease off of Jacques this year. You know, I'm trying to be better. I feel like every league I cover a team, I'm asking for a coach to be fired, so I'm trying to back off, okay? So I am going to say, you get a pass for now. Shout out to Jacques, you get a pass. His entire coaching staff of cheeseburgers and Happy Meals, good for them. They all get a pass for now. We're going to stick with players. Mikal Bridges is a bum. I know y'all don't want to hear this. I know it pains y'all, but he is too inconsistent to be valued this heavily. Y'all don't understand. And it's like, maybe it's because a majority of you, and I say a majority because I know not all of y'all are in New York. I get that. Okay, but I know a majority of you are in New York, so it's like you have the New York bias where you feel like everything that's happening on your stoop, right, is like real life, right? Like everything that's happening at your bodega or something like that when you get a little chopped cheese or whatever it is y'all do up there, right? Like y'all think that is the experience of everyone else, and it's not. Okay? It is not. Mikal is such a big deal. We hear about that bum down here in Atlanta. Okay? Like, he carries that much weight. He's that much of a household name right now. To be putting up performances like what I just saw is inexcusable. That's the star of the team. Oh, but Sever, you said he was a role player. Yes, he is, and he's playing like one. If I can quote CM Punk, stop me when I'm telling lies. He's a bum. 18 points? That's it? When my jokes become reality, you're a bum. I'm sorry. Step it up, dude. And I'm not saying, and again, this is just to clarify for the new people, I am not saying I need these people to step it up so we win. I need you to step it up so we're not getting embarrassed. You're the star of the team. Act like it. Don't do it when you feel challenged. Don't do it when you had a good night's sleep. Don't do it when your fingernails were clipped in the exact way. Do your job. Cam Johnson is a fraud. He has left bum territory. He is a fraud to be making as much money as he is making. And to do as little as he does. I'm telling you, it's given the Joakim Noah contract. I cannot believe that he's making that much money. With Mikal, I get it. Like, we're paying the rest of his thing that he got from Phoenix. Cool. But we willing. And he was playing like trash last year. Cam Johnson has a stretch of 5 games where he can't miss. And then all of a sudden, for another 10, he is garbage. And I can't even speak to what he does on defense because I swear I forget he's even out there. And again, if he was just a random role player, I wouldn't even care. But it's the fact that we gave him a bag. I will never understand how this got greenlit. I just don't understand it. Ben Simmons is a bum. We've established this. We don't need to go into this. If you come back, prove me wrong. I feel like there is a space on the team for him. I feel like his potential is our missing piece, but that's a rant for another day. He's a bum. Cool. Cam Thomas, the star of the team. Next. Claxton, the star of the team. Next. Day'Ron Sharpe. He's been playing a lot better. I have nothing bad to say about him. Shout out to Day'Ron Sharpe. Okay? Finney Smith. Nothing bad to say about him. He's been playing his tail off. He's been doing his job. Shout out to him. The few appearances that we have seen of Mr. Dennis Smith Jr., he's doing his job. I appreciate it. Nothing bad to say. Lonnie Walker, ironically, being an individual who I thought would be capitalizing off of all these injuries and be in the starting lineup at this point. Now he's hurt. I have nothing negative to say about him. When he's in, he does his job. Everything is fine. And you're going to notice a trend with the rest of all these players I'm bringing up because I'm going to be saying the same thing about them. Spencer Dinwiddie. While I have a checkered past with this man, and you know how I feel about him, and even when we traded him that first time for nothing, I've got such a complicated relationship with Spencer. Like 4 years ago, he was like the face of a diss track. Like, I have been through so much with him, but he's doing his job, you know? Like, some of the passes he had tonight were just so incredible. Like, he's like lobbing it in traffic on a triple team, which doesn't even make sense because why are you triple teaming Spencer Dinwiddie, but you lob it up through a triple team? Claxton volleyballs it back up, then knocks it in himself to a back handspring. I mean, it's just like he's just making the right passes. And I mean, like, Spencer was lighting it up too. You know what I mean? He was lighting it up too. But when given the opportunity to make a crazy three, he keeps swinging it over to Cam Thomas so he can continue to stay in rhythm. I mean, that type of unselfishness, like, bro, like, Spencer played really well tonight, and in general, he's been playing pretty well. Overall, he's kind of trash here and there, but recently, I think he's been doing well, and considering the fact that there are literally no other point guards, and we have
The waffle maker. What is this guy's name? Trenton Wofford, I think. Running point. I think Spencer is doing the absolute best he can possibly do. For who he is as a player, how old he is as a player, I don't think we can ask much more from him. So this might sound crazy coming from me, but he's fine in my book. He's doing a good job. About as good as we can ask from him. Royce O'Neal, y'all know how I feel. When he plays major minutes, we normally win. Unless Mikal is going to cough up the game, which he did tonight, but that's not here there. Who else? Trenton Wofford. I think, though I never know how to pronounce his name, I think he plays well in general. He didn't play so hot tonight, but the Warriors' second unit was like deceptively physical, and it's just like I felt like when their like starting lineup went to the bench, another starting lineup came off of the bench, and it's like, oh my God, is that Wiggins, Chris Paul, and Dario Saric? Like, what? Like, this was a weird game matchup-wise. I don't know how it was this close, but that's neither here nor there. Also, brief moment just to laugh at Chris Paul for coming off the bench and still looking like a turtle. Ah-ha-ha-ha, ah-ha-ha. Again, brief laugh, but that's not here nor there. But again, if I'm leaving people out, it's not because you're not important. It's because I'm delirious off of COVID and you're not a main character. But I just feel like everyone is doing their best and doing their job, except for two people in particular. And it is the same two people who I have been concerned about was going to be an issue since we acquired them. I feel like everyone is still distracted by the fact that we have these shiny new toys, that we are forgetting our homegrown talent. We are forgetting our homegrown talent, y'all. We drafted Claxton. We drafted Cam Thomas. Giles and all of them, that was this year's picks. Like, let's not forget that we have those dudes right here, right? You know? Like, no shot at Finney Smith. But Royce O'Neal is right there. Like, there's no need to have this external dialogue in front of company saying like, oh, what are we going to do? Because that's a big loss at the position. Royce is right there, my guy. Royce is right there. And if there's any question of somebody needs to come out of the starting lineup, the last person anybody needs to be pointing the finger at is Cam Thomas. You're pointing at the wrong Cam. While Mikal might be a little streaky from time to time, you're pointing at the wrong Cam. Because that man, Cam Thomas, on a leash, is dropping 41 on Curry's head. What did Cam Johnson do this week?